Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I urge not supporting this resolution, but I am thankful that my colleague at least started to talk about that there is an Article 2 authority. He actually discussed that. And when is something an emergency? That's what a real debate can be. I've laid out very clearly a number of reasons why I believe in national emergency, why I believe that threat is imminent. A number of things that have happened. My colleagues over there said, well, something can't be imminent if it's been going on for years. To me, that would be the definition of imminent if it's been ongoing for years. But at least my colleague was willing to have that debate, although I disagree with him and urge not passing his legislation. I am pleased to now yield 3 minutes to the gentleman from New Jersey, Chairman of the Subcommittee on Africa, Mr. Smith.
I thank you, the distinguished chair, for yielding.
Gentleman is recognized.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, for far too long, Iran has held the world hostage with its nuclear threats, unbridled violence and hate, the pervasive use of torture and rape, and Nazi-like anti-Semitism. Iran is the world's worst state sponsor of terrorism. All diplomatic initiatives to secure peace, justice, and reconciliation with the Iranian dictatorship have been fruitless. President Trump is a man of his word and means it when he says Iran must never be permitted to acquire a nuclear weapon. Despite ample warnings and admonishments to negotiate seriously, which it has never done, Iran has defied U.S. diplomacy to end its decades-long quest to procure nuclear weapons and cease its despicable violence against Americans, Israelis, and the Iranians themselves. Among the many egregious concessions made in 2015 by President Obama to the Iranians was to get a deal included the removal of a treaty obligation that would have ended Iran's missile program and prevent the production of ballistic missiles that are today raining down on Americans, our military in the region, the Israeli civilians, and our friends in neighboring countries. In the debate on the House floor in 2015, I stood right here and said, Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei criticized the call for Iran to end its ballistic missile program, characterizing it as a stupid, idiotic expectation, claiming that the Revolutionary Guard should definitely carry out their program and not be satisfied with the present level of missiles. Khamenei said they should mass produce those missiles, and mass produce they have, killing thousands and putting millions more at risk. It is estimated that Iran produces 100 missiles each and every month. I would remind my colleagues that the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action signed by China, France, Germany, Russia, and the UK, and of course the United States, the P5+1, had a sunset date of October 18th, 2025. I remember asking for, during debate in committee and on the floor, sunset? Did anyone think that in 2015 that Iran would somehow matriculate from a brutal dictatorship to a democracy in those 10 years? I mean, that provided the Iranians the incentive to wait us out, because then everything would be lifted, even in that flawed deal. Let me also point out to my colleagues that the Trump administration has refused, I say again, refused to have the United States bullied by Iran. And the distinguished chairman before went through one instance after another where they have killed Americans. Even when they bombed us in Lebanon, there was a young man in the Marines from my district who was killed in that brutal act of war by the Iranian dictatorship. So I just say I'm against this resolution. May God bless and protect our courageous service members, as well as the IDF soldiers who are fighting this tyrannical Iranian dictatorship with incredible courage, professionalism, skill, and tenacity. Yield back.
The gentleman yields. The
Reserve.
Gentleman from Florida reserve.